Hey, what's up guys? It's Pete here with mixbetternow.com, and today I have a short video for you. I was mixing a track for a client, and I figured out a really cool way to use the Ocean Way Studios plugin from Universal Audio in a track on percussion. But before I do that, please do me a favor. Please hit subscribe, please hit like, and please sign up for the email list. We got all kinds of free stuff for you. We have free multi-tracks, free mix templates, free drum samples, and we have free monthly giveaways. So please jump on that. Okay, so I'm working here in Studio One version 3. Got a track pulled open, and my client has some hand drums that he tracked. I think 2 of them are acoustic hand drums, and 1 might be a virtual instrument. But there's not many tracks in this session, and I find that when I'm mixing small sessions, it's actually sometimes harder to make the mix sound really good. You know, if I have a really big session where there's 100 tracks, 200 tracks, you know, and you have stacks of vocals and stacks of guitars and stuff like that, you can kind of get away with, I don't want to say fudging a track, but you know, if you're not completely on point when mixing small sessions, you know, if it's just a singer-songwriter, an acoustic guitar, you know, and vocals, or, you know, minimal instrumentation, if you're not on point, those things are going to be heard much more clearly because there's a whole lot less going on, okay? So you really have to be on top of your game. Here I have 3 hand drum tracks, you know, some percussion, there's claps, there's a clavinet, a flute, an acoustic guitar, and a few vocals, okay? But the drums to me were sounding a little bit stale and a little bit lifeless, and you know, some of the reverbs I wasn't really digging. So I went ahead and reached for the Ocean Way Studios plugin. For those of you who don't know what this plugin does, it's incredible. But basically, they went and emulated the room sounds and the microphone sounds of Ocean Way Studios, which is now United. And so basically, you can pick different microphone settings, and you can actually go between Studio A and Studio B right here. And you know, they have all different presets for, you know, drum positions, strings, horns, pianos, etc., vocals. And so you can kind of mix and match and choose. You can put this on your track. You can also put it on an effects send. So what I have going on here is I have it on an effects send. I am sending these 3. Sorry about that. I'm sending these 3 tracks. They're like djembes or something like that over here to the Ocean Way. And now, for those of you who have used the Ocean Way before or are familiar with it, it is an extremely DSP intensive plugin. Okay, so like toggling back and forth between the remic mode and the reverb mode, and switching microphones, and you know, popping in and out the different distances. You know, there's always latency, and there's always DSP, and you kind of get some artifacts going on, you know, when you're doing it on the fly. Automating this plugin is not very good, and even in the manual they say, you know, be careful when automating because, you know, there's audio artifacts that are introduced, etc. So when you want to A/B microphones very quickly to hear what they sound like compared to each other, it's always difficult because it's like right here I have the AKG C12s and Omni, and I have 4 different options. So if I wanted to pick one of these mics and load another one really quickly, I wouldn't be able to do it because it's just too DSP intensive. So what I am doing is I have 3 different microphones up, okay? I have the AKG C12s in Omni, I have the Sennheiser MKH20s in Omni, and then I have the Neumann M50s in Omni. And they're all different sounding microphones. Now, right here is the distance knob, and you can set these microphones to, you know, as let's see how close this one goes. This goes, you know, all the way up to half a foot, and you could set it as far back as, you know, 15. I think these go back even farther. Yeah, these go to something like 30 feet. So the idea is I figured out that 15 feet was the optimum setting for these. And there's mute knobs right here to bring in and out. So instead of, you know, okay, I'm going to just kind of toggle one on the fly, I decided to put them all in and set the distance all to 15 feet. So that way I can just hit mute on and off and hear what they sound like, and then make an educated decision as to which microphone I want to use on these hand drums, okay? So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to play the hand drums without the send on. I'm going to mute that. They sound like this. Okay, and with the setting that I have, I actually wound up deciding on using the MKH20s. I like the way those sounded, but this is what they sound like in. Okay, so it kind of livens them up a little bit. It makes them feels a little bit bigger. It moves the depth a little bit away from your face because we are in fact moving the mics back. So so check it out. So if I'm playing them, so I have them set to sent to Unity send, and I'm gonna go ahead and mute all of them, and I'm gonna unmute my first one, and we'll hear what that one sounds like. These are the C12s. Okay, I'm gonna loop this back a little bit. Let's do that. That way we could hear it a little bit quicker. C12s again. Okay, I'm just kind of noticing that they're a little bit bright on the top end. C12s are, notoriously a brighter microphone. Let's check out what the MKH20s sound like. Okay, back to the C12s. Okay, and let's check out the Neumann M50s. Okay, back to the MKH20s. Yeah, so, with hitting these mute buttons, it's a really quick way to move, back and forth to A, B, and C, 3 different microphones. Pick the distance that you're happy with, and throw up 3 different mics, and just toggle between them with the mute switch. And I find that it introduces the least amount of latency and the least amount of audio artifacts when demoing them. Okay, so I hope you guys got something from this. I hope it helps you out in some way. And if you are an Ocean Way Studios user, I hope you guys employ this in your mixing. Thanks again for watching. My name is Pete. This is mixbetternow.com. And please do me a favor. Please hit subscribe. Please hit like and sign up for the email list. And I will catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.